it was like a joke.
So what Anson is asking here, he's saying, do you think that your father feels pride and joy at any of the Now, I don't know, as I don't have the background on any of you just yet, but he's saying if any of you kind of are involved in promiscuous behavior, do you think that your parents feel joy about that, specifically your fathers?
I got something to say about that. When my dad...
You look like you had something to say about it.
So...
Anyway, go ahead.
When I first started dancing, I don't dance anymore, obviously, but I work as a, courtesan. But when my mother
Wait, hang on. I'm sorry. I just want to clarify very quickly. When you say courtesan, do you mean an escort?
A legal prostitute at the Moonlight Bunny Ranch. It's legal, and
in
it's
Vegas?
in Nevada. Yeah, they have got one in Vegas, actually. Yeah, they do.
Well, yours would have to be in Nevada, right? I think
it is in Nevada. Yeah. Mine's in Carson City, but they used to have one in Vegas. And
check.
So Carson City, about 25 minutes away from Reno, roughly.
Yeah. So pretty much, when my dad...
Nick?
My mom was mad that she found my W-2 when I was a dancer back in the day when I danced. She said, "You aren't working at the new dance bar, are you?" And I was like, well, yeah, I am. And my mom was kind of upset about it. But when my dad, he gave me the fist bump and he's like, "You go, girl." And I'm like, from a dude that was in the military and stuff, I was like, but I'm going to tell you this. So my middle name Danielle.
Wait, hang on.
Yeah. No, I'm going to tell you.
Hang on. Let's back up for a second. And just so you guys know, if we're having a discussion back and forth, because I'm remoted in, when you're talking, if we're talking at the same time, I actually can't hear you, right? So I can only hear it one way. So if we can just talk one at a time, that'd be great. So, but backing up, I just want to make sure your dad found your W-2 that you're working as a prostitute, and he fist bumped you?
It wasn't a prostitute. I was a dancer at the time, but he said, "You go, girl."
What kind of dancer?
I was a nude dancer at Deja Vu.
But I mean, the delineation, I think that it's kind of semantics, right? So
yeah. Well,
a lot of people, including myself, would consider stripping to be prostitution.
It was, right? It was stripping. But he's like, "You go, girl," and I was like, "Oh my god!" It felt kind of just. It felt good to me because I felt like at the time when I was a dancer, I tried to hide it. I got a bunch of fake Red Bull shirts, so I would make fake Red Bull shirts and because to be like I was a promoter or something, and I'd put on these shirts and say I was going downtown. This is when I was like 22 years old, and I would come back with the shirt on. And obviously, I wasn't using it the whole night, but finally, that's when my mom found out. But when my dad said that, I thought it was so funny. And
what'd your mom say?
My mom was mad because she was an ex-cop and she didn't like. She's fine with the Tantra. I don't know if she's fine with anything else, particularly as far as like the courtesan work goes.
She's fine with the Tantra? What's the Tantra?
So I'm a Tantra practitioner, and I've been to many retreats. These are like holistic retreats where we learn mind, body, soul, and sexual, connection. And
so it's like esoteric sexuality, essentially.
She's fine with that. She's not really fine with like stuff that's like even girlfriend experience porn stars. She's kind of like borderline on that. But she's fine with the Tantra, but she's not fine with the others. So it's really interesting. I think it's because like I had to get trained in it, and she wants me to get trained in something. So she does. My mother does say to me like, I hope you're a smart girl. I hope you get trained in something. And I told her, I enjoy holistic sexuality. I enjoy exploring with people. I feel like I'm a safe person. And I have been to many, retreats, and I've just been through a lot. So I know how people feel.
What happens at these retreats?
At the retreats, so we really kind of got to dive into ourselves. There's a lot of, if you Google, I'm trying to say, like, not a lot of them they're not filmed, but I went to the International School of Temple Arts, and a lot of.
Is this like Teal Swan stuff?
This is Teal Swan. I like Teal Swan, but Teal. I gotta.
But I mean, is that
it is
am I
Teal
in the
Swan.
same ballpark as like Teal Swan?
Yes.
Esoteric sexuality.
It is.
Kind of diving into yourself and channeling spirits in order to do sex magic, that kind of thing.
Kind of, but they'll rip you apart at these things. Like you'll be in tears by like day 3. They will just shred you to pieces, and it has to, because you have to break and like crack open in order to be able to understand the depths of someone's emotions. So you have to be like put through the paper shredder. And if you already, a lot of these people were kind of grinded by life, and then you get grinded by life even more when you go there, because they open up the wounds again. And
yeah, I mean, but it's basically cult brainwashing, right?
You know, there is that. Okay, so I actually have some. Okay, so that is why I don't believe in communes and living on communes, is because my mentor, she's passed away now, but her name was Salma Zadora, and she's a tantric sex guru, and she grew up. Yeah, she grew up on one of those, like, kind of, you know, the Jim Jones, that whole thing, and and I don't believe in the problem with some spiritual communities that I have is the, like you said with the brainwashing, it's so in spiritual communities you can't fight. You can't like to say, oh, you're a jerk, you're a bitch. You can't say that. So what they do is they start to, oh, your vision might not be good today. Oh my gosh, you might not be hearing me correctly. The gaslighting is big, so you've got to be really in tune. And when you call somebody out on that, they will block you. Like, I was actually blocked by a spiritual like person who I followed with over 1 million followers, and I was blocked by her because I called her out on it. Because they were questioned. They said, oh, I think you just need to listen to me again.
Well, I mean, so why do you participate in these things?
So there's some things I believe in, and then there's some things I don't. And that's why I don't completely live like on a commune. I don't live that life, because even my spiritual teacher, Aaron Kleinerman, who was he was a war vet, and he went into the Tantra and became a Tantra practitioner. He didn't agree with some of that stuff too. There's certain great things about Tantra, but the community and how they interpret it, there could be that weirdness that goes on, and I agree.
Is there a lot of sex that's going on at these things?
There is, as far as not like sex, but it's like there is talk about sex. There's talk about, like, you know, I guess how you open yourself up to, you know, the world, how you open yourself up to others. It's everything has to be consensual. For me, I didn't have sex at any of these, but I've heard at other retreats, not at the ones that I went to, that there were sex that goes down, and I didn't go to those, but I have heard that.
Okay, so
I'm very selective with the teachers.
Yeah, I get it. I just want to make sure that I'm clear, because I'm kind of coming into the conversation late. So,
but you are right. Does exist.
You're hiding.
Yeah,
behind
I mean, it's very
so
culty. Okay. Right, it's very culty. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Tons of people get damaged from these sorts of retreats and speak out about it for years afterwards.
Some can, yes.
There's entire swaths of Teal Swans following who've broken off and talked about the horrors that go on inside of these kind of sexual-based retreats. Mm-hmm. So I guess my overarching question is, and think about it for a second before you answer. Do you think that maybe the reason you're interested in those cult-like retreats, the sex retreats, is because they're actually less judgmental than the population at large about your profession?
I think that I've been devious, like I think sex is something that isn't new to me. I've known this like my entirety of my life. And I think that the retreats, it's almost like a moth to a light, you know, like I go and I just feel like in my soul that it is right for me. But I know when something is wrong. I know when boundaries get pushed, and that's when I'm not cool with. I respect everyone's boundaries that I've been with. I would never run one of those retreats because I feel like that would be one of the most difficult jobs in the world. I don't know how my teachers do it. The ones that I have are the ones that I recommend.
Well, they get paid a lot of money. That's how they do it.
They do. And the ones that I have are very good, and I would honestly, like on God, would not recommend anybody else than the ones that I saw, because I don't trust anyone else but the ones I saw.
Okay, so I think I got a bit about your background now and kind of understand where it is that you're at and where it is that you're coming from.
Yeah.
So